Jeopardy! Champion Ben Chan has scored interesting insight into Ken Jennings' own rules as host. The 9-day champ, who lost over a hotly contested ruling, revealed that Ken came to set in a hoodie he was told he definitely couldn't wear on stage. Ben's exchange with Ken, 49, took place when the impressive contestant first arrived on Jeopardy! Ben, whose streak ended late May, said that Ken walked in rocking casual wear, but that the host joked he'd unquestionably be changing. Ben tweeted, "On my first tape day, Ken Jennings quipped that they wouldn't let him do the show in the Uniqlo hoodie he was wearing." Ben added, "I wanted to scream, I am wearing a Uniqlo jacket right now. I did not, but now consider it," screamed at Ken Jennings. Ben then shared a photo of the Uniqlo blazer he wore during his seemingly unstoppable $252K run. Ben did not get a snap of Ken in his Uniqlo hoodie, though that would have been a sight to see. Ken, of course, famously only wears suits to host. Strict rules. A contestant recently told Better.net about the rules for wardrobe in terms of competing. Included in our pre-show documents were clothing recommendations. Among them, no all-white tops, no olive-colored tops, and avoid clothing with busy patterns. Shocking way to go down. Meanwhile, Jeopardy! Viewers were shocked by how Ben's 9-day run ended on May 23rd's episode. Ben, who is from Green Bay, Wisconsin, is the first contestant ever to come out of the gates with 9 straight runaway victories. Having 9 ensured wins by Final Jeopardy! Is such a rare feat that fans were not expecting him to go anywhere anytime soon. Ben had also returned to the game show after bowing out of his streak due to contracting COVID-19 in episodes that aired in April, which is why some fans were also confused to see him back. Because his streak was split into 2 segments, his run started with 74-time champ Ken but ended with Mayim Bialik as host. When going for win 10, Final Jeopardy! Under the category Shakespeare's characters read, both of the names of these 2 lovers in a Shakespeare play come from Latin words for blessed. Danny wrote down Romeo and Juliet, which was deemed incorrect, as did rival Lynn, not completing Juliet even though Mayim pronounced it in full. She wagered $3,000, leaving her with $11,800. Mayim finally turned to Ben, who revealed he wrote Beatrice and Benedict, striking out the first Benedict but then writing it the same the second time. After a moment of pause, Mayim ruled it was incorrect. Unfortunately, that is not correct. The correct response, Beatrice and Benedict. From Much Ado About Nothing, Mayim concluded, but she didn't go further in explaining the judgment call. Ben revealed he wagered $12,201 and slapped the podium in disappointment as he was left with $5,199 and in second place. Ben's streak-ending call sparks fury. According to Jeopardy!com, written responses to the Final Jeopardy! Clue do not have to be spelled correctly, but they must be phonetically correct and not add or subtract any extraneous sounds or syllables. Fans were less than pleased by how Ben was penalized for what he wrote and fanned out their fury on Twitter. Many debated if Ben's response did change the pronunciation enough to be wrong. Awful ruling against Ben Chan on tonight's #Jeopardy! One person wrote, "Since when does being off by 1 letter count in Final Jep? There's no other character he could have meant," another person pointed out. At Jeopardy! Wow, Ben Chan loses over a T, wrote a third.